I feel we should be drinking really, but might be,
Yeah,
might
shots
be an awkward
version.
drive home. Yeah.
Thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
I've known you now for, it'll be coming up to 3 years, 2 years, 3 years.
Yeah, it must be. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it will be. It was right when I started networking, so that was 3 years ago.
Yeah, because I think we started at a very similar time.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a weird thing in like our industry. People assume that we don't want to talk to each other.
Yeah, it really annoys me. It really annoys me that so many people a lot of people don't want to talk to each other in this industry.
Yeah.
There's a weird sense of competition where it's like, yeah, of course there is competition, but at the same time we're all doing something slightly different. Everyone's got their own style, so I don't see why it needs to be like that at all.
Yeah, I completely agree. I just find it weird because I'm like, there's certain things that will annoy us on like a day-to-day basis that other people aren't privy to. Like, it's not something that affects their industry. So I'm like, I want to moan about that.
Absolutely.
The only other person I can moan to is someone in the same industry.
Yeah, the amount of times I will send like voice rants to colleagues of mine because I'm just like, I've just been annoyed at this at my desk.
Yeah.
And so I need to rant at you about it because you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's an odd industry where it's like, you get some people that are similar to us where we're like, we will just chat about anything. There's no secrets. It's not like, oh, how do you do this? Because I'm going to try and do it myself. We're like, yeah, please do. Because we know that the thing that sets us all apart is that individual creativity.
Yeah.
And like, we know that the way you shoot to the way that we shoot is completely different. Like, your eye for lighting specifically is insane.
Thank you.
And you worked on some crazy projects as well for that.
Yeah. I mean, because that's where with my where I am now, as people keep talking to me about niching more and more, and I don't know. I always try and say that my niche is in lighting. Like, my background is working on lighting setups on like very big advertising and PR campaigns. And I've learned a lot working under different photographers and DOPs on that, working under gaffers, etc. And it just feels like if you know how to light something really well, you can pretty much light anything. And anything will look really good as long as you kind of start off with figuring out how to light it, and it will work.
Yeah, I remember when because I came into this industry completely cold. Like, I came in from a marketing background, which means I know nothing. I'm so sorry to all the marketers out there. I've been there. We know how to distribute it. We don't know how to make it. And I remember coming in and suddenly being on a shoot and Josh being like, the first thing I learned how to do was to set up the lights, because that's just the easiest thing for me to do on a shoot. It's like, here's the bag for lights, set them up, and then I'll show you where to put them. So I didn't have to think about where to put them. But as we've sort of now gone on, and it's been 3 years of me going on to shoots, he's now starting to go, okay, where do you think the light should go? You know, 3-point lighting. Where do you think it should go? And I'm like, okay, right. So this has got to bounce off of this, and this has got to do this, and blah, blah, blah. But like, the thing I remember him saying to me was, imagine you are in a completely dark room. Like, imagine there is no light in here whatsoever. You have an object you need to light. Where do you need to light it from? And that was like the most mind-blowing thing. I was like, yes, because now I can control where I'm putting my lights. I can figure out where the light sources already in this room are. Yeah. So I can kind of counteract that. But there's so much that goes into it.
Yeah, it's extremely technical, but it is just, it's very simple physics at the end of the day.
I was never very good at physics.
Yeah, neither was I. When it got to the maths bit, my grades started just going through the floor. But no, because it is like, I remember when I started assisting, and just kind of learning how people lit things properly was just kind of like went way over my head at the start.
Yeah.
And then as time's gone on, and you just keep turning up, keep doing it, and you just kind of figure it out, and suddenly it is like, well, it's really obvious and it's really simple. You are just pointing something at some area, reflecting it off it, or whatever. It works.
Yeah, 100%. I didn't think I'd realise how much or how often we would be lighting something and you're not actually pointing the light at it. The amount of, because a lot of what we do is like filming on location in offices and places like that. There's a lot of big white walls.
Yeah.
And you're like,
Yeah.
this is a built-in reflector.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like nobody wants a completely harsh direct light on their face. We're just going to bounce it off a wall and chuck a load of light in here. And I suppose you're similar to us as well, where you go into buildings and you're like, oh, this lovely fluorescent lighting. I'm going to find a way to turn this off immediately.
Oh yeah, no. God, the amount of times I'll go on a shoot and they're like, is this lighting going to be okay? I was like, well, no, of course not. That's why I've got this whole car worth of equipment. We'll be using that. Don't worry.
Yeah, we definitely come with our own built-in things to use.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't think I actually know, how did you get into photography originally?
Well, originally, I'd say my interest started with my dad. So, my dad, he was always interested in photography when he was younger, and when he was made redundant in 2008 from his job in sales, I think he was just like, well, screw it, I'm going to try and be a photographer. And he started doing some event stuff, did proms, like did my school's proms for however many years, which meant I was going along assisting.
Amazing.
Which it was all right, but as when you're in like year 10 and assisting on the year above you, and you're just like, I know all these people. This is weird.
Yeah, it's really awkward.
Yeah, exactly. So I kind of started with that, and I remember going on holiday and using one of his cameras to shoot things. Like we were in Canada one year, and I was like taking photos of bears. I was like, this is so cool. This is so cool.
I need to see these photos.
Yeah, I got a great series of a bear where it's just coming in quite aggressively and then just sits on his ass, just scratches his belly and eats a leaf. And you're like, oh, that's nice.
Yeah. Love a bear.
Yeah, they're great.
If not friend, why friend shaped?
Yeah, exactly. They're absolutely terrifying. But yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, from there, then when I was in college, at the time, I was thinking more along the lines that I'd go into something doing biology or something like that. So I did human biology course, did psychology, which I really enjoyed until I realised how much writing there is involved, and I'm not a writer.
Oh no.
And then I did history and photography as well, because I figured the other ones are the main strong ones, and I don't want to be doing a fourth thing that is just going to be distracting me.
Yeah.
I want to be focusing on my revision so I get really good results.
Yeah. It doesn't work for creators, does it?
No, it doesn't. I mean, cut to the end of second year, I was getting my results back, and I was like, wow, I am not going to university to do biology. It was way below what I was hoping for. So, and at that point, I was just I just didn't know what to do. I was like, I've always really enjoyed photography. There isn't a real career in it.
Because that's what we get told.
Well, yeah.
If you want to do anything to do with the arts, they're like, okay, but what's your backup plan?
Yeah, creative's not an actual job.
Which is rubbish.
Yeah, no, it's awful. It's such a silly thing to be teaching people.
Yeah.
There is a lot of competition, sure, but if you can figure it out, there's a lot of work to be done.
Yeah.
Like everything needs a kind of creative work on it. So from there, I was looking at what's it called? Clearing.
Oh yes, for unis.
Yeah. And so I looked at a few. I was like, there's a journalistic photography somewhere in Wales, and a course at Westminster University, which I don't know much about the rest of the university, but my God, the photography course on that was terrible. The work I was putting out at A level, I was like, well, this is better than what your degree students are doing. So I was like, not going to do that. And then I came across Bournemouth, the Arts University in Bournemouth, and they had a specific commercial photography degree.
That's really good. That's rare as well.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I was kind of thinking like, well, this is a bit easier to convince my parents, because they're like, look, this is a degree around making money with photography instead of just as an art form. Maybe that'll work. Can
relate. I did a drama degree, and I think my parents might have had a slight heart attack when I told them that was what I was going to do at uni.
We support you.
It's like, if it's what you want to do, my love, it's fine.
But from there it was I went down to Bournemouth, had a chat with the course leader, Conrad, and looked at the work from that graduation year, and I was just blown away because I was like, this is all stuff I'd expect to see in like the biggest international magazines,
Yeah.
like billboards, etc. This is some amazing work. I absolutely want to go here. So then applied through clearing, somehow bypassed an interview
Nice.
process, which when I actually started the university, everybody else seemed to have gone through, and
Oh no.
because there was like a lot of people apply every year, and
Really?
a very small percentage actually get through, and so I seem to have just sort of blazingly came through on clearing. I'm like, yeah,
It's fine.
yeah, I'm here. How hard can it be? I don't really remember showing my portfolio to anyone, and it was definitely you had a big portfolio process to get in.
Yeah.
So I got extremely lucky.
Stars aligned.
Yeah, and started there, and I went from being super cocky about how good my photography was at college to, oh my god, I'm the bottom of the pile in this like it was like 60 students I think on the course.
Yeah.
And just kind of hit that humble kind of moment, and then you start working forward again, and then from there we had to do work experience, and then I also was looking at photographers, and I found this guy, Alex Howe, and he was doing automotive photography, like massive studio work, really nice stuff. And I was like, that's exactly the kind of stuff I want to do.
Yeah.
So I'll email him, see if I can get any work.
Nice.
And he didn't reply. So, so I was like, okay, well, I'll email again. So I emailed him again,
Nice.
and again, no reply. And it's like a week went by, and I was like, what am I doing? He's got his number on his website. So I called him. Yeah, and he was like, hello. He's like, hi, this is Drew. You haven't answered any of my emails. Can I come along on a job? And he's like, yeah, no, so we got this job with, I think it was Mazda or something, next week. Do you want to come along? It's in Leighton Buzzard.
That's sick.
Yeah, sweet, done. I'll be there. And yeah, no, I started working with him, and I'm still working with him to this day. And it's been
That's amazing.
10.5 years.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been amazing.
That's so cool. That is definitely the thing. We get so many emails come in all the time from like work experience kids for us going, because it's so hard of an industry to get into. And unfortunately, we have to turn around half the time because they'll have like a set week they need to do their work experience. And we're like, well, we can't guarantee we're going to have a shoot on that week. It's a little bit easier now that we've got this space. We've got, space for people to be, but our actual working office is really small.
Yeah.
So it's like we can't really guarantee work experience kids to be able to come in. And it's like we would want people to come in and have a really interesting project to work on, or at least be in like pre-prod for a shoot so they can come and help with pre-prod, or like we can give a bit of edit to do or something. But it's so hard to find stuff to give people.
Yeah.
We would rather people be like, oh, when you've got a shoot, can you just let me know, and like, can I tag along? And we'll be like, yeah, absolutely. Come along, put on some PPE. We'll be great. Come stand on a port side at 6 a.m. with me. It's a really fun place to be.
I've got a list of people now who came through, and they're like, I'd love to just do some experience. I'm like, yeah, it's fine. I'll let you know if something comes up where we can use you, but it's going to be all over the place.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's difficult. Like there's a college kid who I was talking to in the summer about doing some work. And then by the time the actual job came around that they were going to help on, they'd started college again. I was like, well, actually, I'm working half that day. It's like, well,
I can't really do anything about it.
Can't really. Okay.
Yeah, it is a really hard industry to get into. And the thing that we always go back to people is because we'll always look through applications and portfolios and like show reels that they send us, and we'll look through show reels and we're like, every single bit of content in here is stuff you've made at college, or like something you've made like as part of your course. So the first thing we go back to people is they're like, just make stuff. Like the reason we hired Jack, our editor, was because he made a video, him mucking about with his friends with pretend lightsabers that he'd like made. And we were like, that's actually really good motion graphics.
Yeah.
Like actually that shows a real base knowledge that you know how to do these very basic things that we can then, train you on and figure that out. So Josh saw that, was like, yeah, you're in. Come for an interview. Let's see if the vibes fit. And it works. So the main thing we say back to people is just go and create. Go and make everything. even if it's just stupid stuff that you hope never sees the light of day.
Is it?
Just test yourself.
You've got to screw up. I mean, that's such a big barrier for a lot of people, and it's like it was something that I've struggled with for ages. Was like, I don't want to make something that looks shit. But it's like if you don't go out and try, like you're never going to make anything look good.
Yes.
So you've kind of got to let yourself be in a position where you can screw up.
Yeah, and it's okay.
Yeah.
Like it is okay.
You'll learn if it screws up and it all goes horribly wrong. You'll learn from it still.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and it's the same in business as it is in like creative things. Because I mean, you're in a similar position to us where creatives and a business model don't normally go hand in hand.
No.
Especially the type of brains that work with them.
Yeah.
Like we're quite lucky that there's the three of us. I can be kind of like separate from the creative. I wouldn't say that I myself am a fully fledged creative. I'm like a half creative. I dip my toe in every now and then.
You cross the barrier.
I'm a sort of a blend between. But that allows me to sort of be the more like, okay, I've got to think business mind. Like, where are our jobs coming from? What we're doing? How are we doing it? How are we paying the bills? Whereas like being on your own doing it, you've got to be everything.
Yeah. I mean, it is difficult the amount of times where you kind of sat at your desk and realizing you're balancing every single department you would usually have in a business, and it's all just channeling through your desk and yourself. And it's something I always really struggled with, business operations, I guess. Like I was always being more focused on the actual photography output and the creative of it, because it's like I know I can make this look really good. But then I'd really struggle with getting that kind of translated into a business language.
Yes.
Exactly. Why this is good for your business. It's just like, it just is. It looks better. Of course it's better. It makes people think it's better.
Yeah.
But that doesn't really work
as
a description.
I've been doing a lot of work on that recently, on like value proposition.
Yeah.
A lot of business coaches will be very happy to hear me say that.
Yes.
That's the one thing they always say. They're like, sort your value proposition and then you'll be fine. And I'm like, okay, thank you very much. So it's another thing that I've actually reached out to a load of videographers and video production companies that we know and said to them, like, none of us chat to each other. Can I just grab like 5 minutes, have a coffee, and just ask you, how the hell do you get people to realize the value of something? Like, because we say to people, like, oh, how are you tracking the success of this project? 9 times out of 10, the client goes, oh, I don't know. Like, especially if it's like an awareness campaign, you're like, well, there isn't really a lot of metric to track.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to then get like quantitative data that you can then go to the future client and go, oh, this client had a X% ROI on blah, 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 blah. So it is trying to get that like value across of going like, and especially when it's your own stuff, it's really hard to sell it because you're like, I'm just bigging myself up right now.
Oh, yeah, that's it. There's a book I started reading on a holiday called Fuck Being Humble.
I love this.
And I've only read like a chapter so far, but it's like everything in it. I'm like, this is amazing because it is just like you've got to get over kind of shying down about your work. It's like if you're trying to sell yourself, you've got to sell yourself. You can't just go like, oh, I'm okay at this, and it's all right. It's like, no, it's like you talk about it as it is. You talk about the projects you've done. You say the things that wow people. It's like you
name drop.
Yeah, exactly.
100% you name drop.
Yeah, it's like you're worried about coming across as cocky or something, but it's like you've just got to do it.
Yeah. Like at the end of the day, you've got to book the jobs to be able to do the jobs, to be able to pay the bills. Like it's a secular thing.
Yeah,
it's got to be done, and the way we do that is by backing ourselves and being like, we are damn good at what we do.
Yeah,
and it's a thing that like I'm sure you're probably the same in our industry. It's a real sliding scale of quality.
Yeah,
there's a lot of people who kind of like dabble in it, kind of hobby wise, and will go, yeah, I can sell this, and I'll sell it for 500 quid. And you go, okay, we're trying to sell it for 4-6 times that amount.
Yeah.
What's going to make people go to us instead of going, oh, well, they're, a fraction of the cost. Let's just go to them. And we're like, oh, you're paying for the quality.
Well, yeah, that's it. You can either go down like an amateur professional route or you go down a full professional route.
Yeah.
And the result is going to show that difference. If you go for the amateur professional, your work's going to look kind of amateur. And therefore, your brand is being represented in a more amateurish light. Yeah. Pardon the pun. But yeah, so it is a difficult one to convince people because a lot of the time the people you're selling to, they don't have a full awareness of what looks visually good.
They don't see it.
No. I mean, so it is like we are the professionals in that. We know what looks good. So it's then kind of communicating that they should trust our opinion on it.
Yes.
Saying this is what we do for a living. But it's tricky when you've got other people. Yeah. And it's like all power to them. It's good that you have people.
Everyone's got to start somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Like we've all been those freelancers where you're like, I will do any job.
Yeah.
For any amount of money you're going to give me.
Yeah.
Because I have rent to pay.
Yeah, exactly.
We've all been there.
Been there, still there.
But the difference is like at some point you start charging a worth, but that increases over time. So when it gets to a point where you're like, no, I know my worth, this is my cost, it's then communicating that. I found the best way to describe it to someone, because I was the same, like I would not, you can tell like a good video and a bad video.
Yeah.
But in terms of like the nitpicky quality things, and the same like good photography, bad photography, you can look at it and be like, that is good, that is bad. I could not tell you why. So it's our job to be like, these are the exact like technical reasons this is good and bad.
Yeah.
But I say to people, I'm like, even if you don't see it, you feel it. If you watch something and something feels off about it and a bit disconnected, 9 times out of 10 there is a technical reason.
No, absolutely.
Why that's happening.
Like going back to what I was saying earlier about ranting to colleagues about kind of this, why. Like I find myself doing that. I'll be on social feeds or like see a kind of advertisement printed out somewhere and just kind of start nitpicking the details of like, why is it being lit like that? That doesn't really accentuate all the best possible features what you've got there. Why is the color grade, is that even there?
Don't even get me started on the color grade.
So many things I see which is just like look like they're being whacked straight out of camera, and you're like, why
does TV not know how to color grade?
Oh, I know.
And did we not talk about the Twilight movie? That's just a choice at that point.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Oh.
Yeah, it is a struggle, but I feel like the way that we look at it is you have to have people around you that aren't as good to make you want to be better. So if there weren't people around for us to nitpick things on, we would just be like, oh, well, what we're making is like better. It's fine. You have to have people that you can nitpick on, but you also have to have people that you look at their content and go, damn, that's really good. Like, that's a little bit scary because they're in the same area to us, same price point.
Yeah.
We need to be making ourselves 10 times better to be able to get the same clients that they're talking to.
Yeah.
And you need those people to kind of push you a little bit.
I think it's, what's the kind of term? It just feels like a good kind of ecology, isn't it? Where you just like, you have to bounce off other people. You have to see what's happening around you to be able to kind of better yourself. Yeah. If you live in your own bubble of your own stuff, then you're never going to improve. If you go out and you see what's happening, then it gives you that extra challenge to push. It goes to a bit where it goes to an extreme. I mean, like it's like with Instagram, there was a while I just stopped using Instagram entirely because it's like all I was doing it was looking at other people doing similar kind of sector to me. And you go, well, that's really good.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then you get your own anxiety in your head about it. Whereas I kind of cleared away from Instagram. And everything's a lot better now. Yeah. So I'm not getting too involved in other people's work. I still kind of use it to bounce off, etc. As well, seeing where trends are going. Like you need to keep up with kind of the way that kind of visual trends of the world go. If you stick with one particular look, you're gonna get left behind.
Yeah. It's really hard as someone that works in this industry to ever want well, to ever be able to take some kind of social media detox. Because I see friends around me being like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna, like, my husband doesn't have Instagram anymore.
Yeah.
So he's like, I just spent far too much time on it, I'm off of it. And I'm like, I would love to not be on social media a lot of the time, but because we have to be aware of what's happening, and I don't want to just sit and do it in work hours. Like, you can't sit and like look for a specific thing. It has to organically come up, really. It's hard to step back.
If I was just employed somewhere doing a more regular a job that my parents would go, that's a real job.
Well done, boy.
If I was doing something like that, I would probably just not have any social media, because it's just, I do find you end up just getting a headache of the amount of content, and like with content creation with reels, etc. You end up just firing through them constantly.
My attention span is shot to death.
Yeah, no, same.
Because of it, I'm like, anything longer than 7 seconds, I'm not watching it. Like, you've not caught me in with a cute animal in the first 2 seconds, I'm gone.
But it's like, it's trends like that you've got to be aware of, especially in making video content, because you're like, wow, I've got to make sure this looks amazing in the first few seconds.
You literally
otherwise people will just straight on out of there.
Well, it used to be a rule of it was like the first 4 seconds or first 7 seconds, and this was only back when I used to work in corporate marketing. So we're talking, this is 3-4 years ago. Now it's first second, 2 seconds. It is literally micro changes.
Yeah.
And it's the same with photography as well. Like, you've got to grab people.
Well, and that's why I always think with photography, just every frame needs to work. I was like, with video, I think it's a good start, and then you can, there's a lot of like technical things you can get away with slightly. Yeah. Whereas in photography, you have that one frame, it all needs to be perfect. Yeah. So you make it perfect. And that's why I think lighting is so important, because it's like, if you got it lit really well, it's going to stand out. It's immediately someone's going to see it and stop and go, ooh.
It's where do you want the attention to be? And it is in like micro amounts, isn't it? It's silly, like you say, like doing a car. It's like, what are we advertising on this? Is it the badge? Is it the headlight? Is it the shape of, like, what do we want it to be? And that's all got to be taken into account before you even step foot in a studio. Yeah. There's so much pre-production that people don't even see.
Well, yeah, like with cars. One of the reasons I got into cars is because they were, well, when I was in uni, I was just thinking, I want to make sure that I'm shooting something that's really tricky. Yeah. Because if it's like, if I can figure out how to shoot something that's really hard to shoot, then I could probably shoot pretty much anything. Yeah. It's just like the same thing with the lighting. And cars made sense. Like, I had access to cars when my dad was doing, still does, a load of stuff with Shelsley Walsh Hill Climb.
Oh, sick.
Yeah. So that's I was like, cool. I can get access to the paddock and shoot around there, all this stuff. But at the same time, it was like, to shoot a car perfectly, in a way, if you want to light every bit of the car as perfectly as possible, there's a lot of things to take into consideration. I mean, like, you're dealing with a massive hunk of metal. You know, it's not a small it's not a coffee cup. It's massive, and it's a weird shape. Like, all cars are fairly different shapes. Yep. They're completely made of different materials. Like, you've got like painted metal, glass, plastic, matte plastic, rubber on the tires. So to light all of those sort of materials, it needs different source of light half the time. So balancing all of that out, it's very, very technical. And so kind of working with that made me kind of realize exactly how to light things very, very particularly. And I started learning a lot about composite photography. So, you know, taking multiple images and stitching them together to make one final piece. And that way you can just get everything lit individually, done really well, and then you've got like as perfect an output as possible. And that I always found really, really interesting.
It's so weird, because I've known you for a long, long time. I think that's the most passionate I've ever seen you talk about anything. You're like, I just love lamp.
I love lamp.
I love lamp. But it's so true, isn't it? Like, I've heard stories of people where, like, because the work that we do is a lot of, in terms of photography, like it's a lot of headshots. It's a lot of construction stuff where it's like, it's on the go. It is happening in the next 3 hours. You are going to get as many photos as you can in the next 3 hours. We're not going to hold this crane lift for you to get the perfect shot. It's very much on the go, quick, got to be done. But then, we've worked with people who, and a lot of the time it is car shoots as well, because they are so, like I say, it's so tricky. We know someone that does a lot of F1 car photography, which I'm very jealous of. Yeah. I want to be on those shoots so badly. I'm like, please. And they were saying they literally have like a full crew to set up the shot, and it will take them an entire day just to set up the shot. Yeah. The photographer walks in, takes the one photo, and leaves. And it's just madness to me. Yeah. But all the credit goes to the photographer, and I'm like, all those people who have worked on that set all day, like, because the basis of what we come from is from Chris, Josh's dad, being a photographer for years, and I look at the photography that he did, 40 odd years ago, and I'm like, you didn't have all the stuff that we have now. Yeah. And so that's why it's really embedded in us. Like, you get your setup right. Yeah. Like, you spend, if you've got a 3-hour shoot, at least an hour of it is being spent on your setup, if not longer, just to get it right.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'd say still when we're doing studio shoots with cars, end up spending an hour getting the composition right, like making sure the car's in perfect position within the camera, the right lens, all of that stuff. Go through different versions, check all this out. It's checked over by art director from an agency or whatever, and then we'll move to shooting, and we'll shoot the whole thing in 30 minutes, 40 minutes, because while we're doing this sort of stacked kind of look. And as you go out through the day, it all gets quicker. So, I mean, like the first shot of the day, on most shoots I do, will take from, say, like 8:30 till about maybe 11:30, 12. Yeah. And then we'll just speed through how many other shots, because like we've figured out exactly how these different lights will affect the car, exactly what's going to look good. And then we could just blast through it fairly quickly. We get into a really good routine. Yeah. There are photographers out there who very much seem to be very hands off outside of the using the camera bit. Yeah. It is confusing to me. I mean, I photographers agree. I've worked under, Alex especially, who's the guy I've worked under the most. He's always been very much hands-on on every single aspect. Like, he has a very clear vision, very technically proficient, and so he knows exactly what he wants. He knows exactly where he wants it. Whereas there are other people where I've turned up to set and they're like, "Yes, I kind of want it just to look like just like really nice," and you're like, "Okay."
I love when people say that. I'm like, "Thank you so much for all of the guidance you've given me. Yeah. You've given me so much to work off of. Like, I could not ask for more."
It's like I remember a few years ago, because I've been working under people like Alex for a long time, and I needed to start assisting some other people, get some other kind of opinions on things. And I think at that time, while I thought I was a fairly proficient photographer, I was like, I've still got so much to learn. Yeah, which was true, and still is. There's always learning.
Something. Yeah.
But I always kind of, I think, held myself back a bit, because I'd always be comparing my work to those of who was assisting, and being like, well, this isn't this level, even though
they've got so many years.
Yeah, it's got multiple years experience,
massive budgets
to do these shoots, and then it's being sent off to retouchers or like CGI artists to do certain little bits, and I'm like, well, why is what I'm making with cheap equipment
on my own
in a field, why is this not looking as good? But I ended up started assisting some just the odd other photographer. I worked on this portrait shoot it was a big thing. It was a big national campaign.
Nice.
And I just remember being there, just like, I'm a photographer. And he's a really good photographer.
Yeah.
I just like
You
Oh,
can
I
do
actually,
better.
I actually know quite a bit here.
Yeah.
I know how, like the technical. I've really got down. I'm not
Yeah.
saying I was no, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's like, oh, well, I'm a better photographer than this guy. I should be doing this job.
But you can have more knowledge.
But it's on the technical side. I definitely felt I did. Whereas, there's a lot of other stuff, especially in portraiture. It's a lot about being able to communicate very clearly with your subject and getting them into a feeling of security where they can be themselves. Because if you're taking photos of somebody and they feel insecure,
Oh, it's
it's
the
going to
worst.
show. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like the main thing. Because I know that you've had a lot, because a lot of the more the corporate stuff that you do, it's a lot of like headshots and portrait. And our thing is that we never want anyone to feel uncomfortable in front of the camera.
Yeah.
And that's half the reason I started doing this podcast series. Because I was like, everyone I talk to in networking says they hate being in front of a camera. They hate listening back to themselves. They just don't want to do it because they would be rubbish at it. And I'm like, okay, let's sit and have a chat.
Yeah. Also,
This is
I
all
hate
you're
being in
doing.
front of camera.
Yeah.
I hate it so much. But you just got to forget about it.
Yeah. The thing that we say to people is we're like, the way we make people feel comfortable in front of a camera is we're being so much of a twat behind the camera. You can't help but laugh at us.
Yeah, it's kind of that.
And there's a skill to it.
Yeah, I always think it's very much all about getting the person to forget that there's a massive lens right in their face, which is very difficult. But it's like if you give enough distraction, and then there are these brief moments where they're just like, it falls away. And it's like for photography, that's great. You can capture them in that kind of brief
exact
couple
moment.
seconds, where they're not paying attention to the camera. And you get it right. You're really capturing that person as they actually are. There's a book called Photography.
What a great name.
Yeah, I mean, it's
really creative.
on brand. Yeah. But in there is a whole, like, I remember studying at university, and there's a whole section just about the way we want to be perceived and the way that we are actually perceived, and kind of breaking down those sort of barriers, because if we get having a photo taken of ourselves, everyone is guilty of it. Yeah. Like everyone in the industry, every single person is like, I want to be seen like this or something. So everyone has a good side or whatever that stuff. Do all of that kind of positioning.
Yeah,
and
that does my nutting.
Yeah. It's like people do like sit and frown or do something weird with their mouth. Yeah, it's like you just look so artificial doing that because you are forcing it because that's what you want to be seen. Like there are professionals who are obviously very good at it, like people who model and actors, etc.
They know,
but they're trained in it, essentially, aren't they? Whereas your average Joe Blogs, it doesn't look as good as you think.
No,
just let us, just relax and let us capture the real you.
Yeah, and there's, I don't know about you, but my favorite saying. And it happens every time we do photography shoots for like headshots and companies and things like that. Because we'll go in and we'll be like, right, we're capturing 80 people's headshots today. It's a bit of a like 1 in, 1 out situation. We have about 3 minutes per person. This is what we're working with, but we will get something out of you. And there'll be some people that just rock up and go, yep, that's fine, and move on. So we can spend a bit more time on those people who are panicking. My favorite thing, because we've always got the laptop with the display there immediately for them, so they can review it and be like, no, like, can we do another one? My favorite thing that comes up all the time is when they go, oh, that's not that bad actually. I'm like, if that's all you're gonna say, I'm happy.
That's
like
right.
I will take that, because I know, and it's normally from the women that are in the companies, because I'm exactly the same. And it is like what you say about how you want to be perceived and how you should be. Because I got a comment the other day. So my business cards have my headshot on it. Because we were like, oh, it's a great way that people can just like remember who we are. Because my name, I always get introduced as Tish, and it's written as Katisha. No one ever knows who I am. It also has my old surname on there, so it's really confusing. So I'm like, at least if it's got my face, they might remember that. And I was giving it out at networking the other day, and someone who I know and I've known for probably a good couple of years now, they turned around, they looked at it and they went, oh, you didn't want to smile then? And my heart sank, because I was like, that took us half an hour for me to get that photo and to be happy with it. Because I am the most self-critical person when it comes to photography, because it's what we do. And it made me look at it and go, you know what, before we do the next round of business card printing, we're going to do new headshots, and I'm just going to trust Josh.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know me the best out of actually many people, because we've been friends for so long. I'm like, you know me.
Yeah.
And also, you know who I am professionally and what that needs to come across as. I'm not even going to look at it. I can't let my ego get involved in it, because I will just keep wanting to change how it looks.
Yeah.
And it needs to come across as genuine. So now every time I look at that photo, I'm like, no, you're right. I'm not smiley Tish, which I normally am when I'm out and networking.
Yeah.
It's me trying to be like, oh yeah, I'm smiling, but I'm smizing. Like, but I look like how I think I look in my head, which none of us do.
No.
It's a lie.
It's a really good kind of study is when you go back and look at profile pictures or something from 5-10 years ago.
Yeah.
You were a different person at that time.
Yeah.
And so if you look at the kind of pose shots then, and generally you will see them and go,
oh, they're so cringy.
Yeah, it looks so cringy. And it's like, well, it's because your perception of you has changed. And now you actually just see it as this kind of artificial construction.
But it's why, like, you tend to get, like, people's favourite photos of themselves are ones from at, like, friends' weddings.
Yeah.
And it's the shot that someone caught when you didn't know they were taking a shot, and it is that just genuinely being happy.
Yeah, that candid, actually in the moment shot.
Yeah.
And that's what I always try and capture when I'm doing portraits. It's getting that distraction so you get that candid look. It's so important.
It is. It's really the only way to do it. And I suppose, it goes into more of that. It's not just a headshot, especially for a lot of the people that we work with.
Yeah.
Where it's those smaller businesses, this is your brand. Like, you are your brand. So I know, like, the headshot days that you do and things like that, like, that's very front and foremost. Like, even though you are in, like, a set location, like Kingsway, like, the location doesn't matter. It's the person.
Yeah, absolutely.
You've got another one of those coming up, haven't
you? Yeah, it's in, like, I'm looking at my watch and it's not working. 3 days. So
so it'll be gone and done
by
the time this video.
Yeah, already done at this point.
I'm sure it went great.
Yeah, no, I'm sure it was fully booked.
Yeah. But no, it's good for those sort of things to exist, because it doesn't make a lot of sense for, like, single business owners on their own to book an entire, like, brand photography, 100%.
Yeah.
But if all you need at that moment is just a headshot, it makes total sense.
Well, it's like the reason I'm doing it is because there was an accountant in one of my network groups, Ian Jarvis, great accountant, by the way.
Hi, Ian.
He was like, we've got some headshots done recently, but I've got this new guy starting. Need to get some headshots of them. You're doing another express headshot day, and I was like, well, I wasn't, but I've got time next month. I'll might as well. Yeah, sure. So I built it up, and then he booked a new employee on, and then himself again, because he was like, well, I might as well get a new one. And then his daughter as well, I think, is coming along, which would be good.
I love that.
So immediately had 3 people booked on for that,
Nice.
all through Ian, and he's put the word out as well, and then he slowly just filled up the day, which is quite nice.
Yeah.
All quite quickly as well, which is
That's really good.
nice. Still got a few spaces.
No.
So annoyingly,
I know.
recording is too close to actually coming out.
By the time this comes out, you'll have booked, like, another one for in 6 months' time. You'll be like, hey.
Come along to the headshot day that I might be promoting right now.
We'll put it in the comments if it exists. This is your target now, to have another one by the time this episode actually goes out.
Yeah.
in the works.
Another good thing about it, though, is that once I started promoting it, I had a few different companies going, oh, you've got so and so employees. Could they come along? Can we book it out? So, well, you could, or you've got enough people there. You just do it like at your office, or you could book it at a studio and do it all properly. We'll let you know. And then they're in discussion about doing some kind of actual, more fleshed out shoots, which is good.
Yeah, and it's always a lot better, because we tend to do the headshots that we do with companies nowadays. You still get the ones that want you to go in with, like, a backdrop and, like, do a white backdrop, or we tend to do a lot of, like, do it on white and then cut around, and you can put them on the brand color or whatever. But we're finding more and more now that we're doing headshots where we use 50mm lens, You've got the office nice out of focus in the background.
Yeah.
We'll pick a nice area to do it in, and you can see people in the background like getting their work done, and we're like, this is you in your place of work.
I quite like those.
I love
I love that sort of environmental shot. And it's when you actually, if you light it well, so you've got the person separated from the environment slightly, but you can still see the world that they work in.
Yeah.
I think it's such a good shot, and it really captures you and your relationship to your business.
Yes.
It's really worthwhile doing.
We did it because a client asked for it to start with, and we were like, well, I guess we're going to go buy a 50mm lens because we didn't have one in our kit at the time, which now seems bizarre. I know. Well, because it was a lot of doing construction shoots. We're like, we're shooting very big trucks.
Yeah.
We need a lot bigger lenses than a 50mm. And now I've started doing little bits of photography on shoot just to try and like get my skill up with it, mostly for behind the scenes stuff. And I'm always like, I'm just going to go grab the 50 because it's just really nice to use. It's just we've gone very technical now, I'm very aware. But we had a client that was like, we really want this look. So we were like, absolutely, like, we'll make that happen. And they were quite a big company. I want to say it was around 40 employees. So I say quite big, but they had quite a few distinct departments, and they had an office with really lovely like slogans on the wall that were relevant for each department. So we were like, great, we're not doing one setup today. We're like, all of you are having your own department specific headshot location. Yeah. And it was really lovely because they all looked the same, but very distinctly different. So, you know, you could look through on LinkedIn because they were all on LinkedIn. Yeah. You could look through and immediately be like, oh, that person's in that department. Yeah. This person's in that department. But it still looked cohesive together.
It's sort of using a similar color grade, similar lighting. Yeah. It doesn't matter if the environment changes.
Exactly. Yeah. And you set dress it as well. So you're like, right, okay, there's these colors in the background of this shot. Like we had for this particular client, they had little stress donkeys. So we were moving this one remaining stress donkey they had in the office every shoot. Like every location we're finding somewhere for this donkey to go.
It's a really good idea.
And you just hide it, but it was teal, so it's like, it's a pop of teal in the back that you wouldn't normally get in an office. Yeah. And it works. The other thing we end up doing is we say to people, we're like, how many plants have you got in your office? And they're like, Susan's got one on her desk. And I'm like, wonderful. Susan, we're taking your plant for the day. It comes around everywhere with us, or we'll bring plants. Like none of these are real. Shocker! I'm not a green thumb. We take them with us. We're just half the car is just full of fake trees. Yeah, because you need some kind of life in there. Otherwise, like a stale white.
It helps ground it, doesn't it? It helps add a bit of kind of just natural personality to it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it literally brings life into the image outside of the person, who I'm sure is also alive.
Well, it depends.
It depends on the office.
Yeah. But so you've done a lot of stuff with very fancy, big household names, and you're doing a lot of just Drew Deas stuff. Yeah. What does the future look like? I need to know.
No, I do. I have an answer, but I can't think what it is.
No, I feel like when you're in this stage of, because you're similar to us, where it's like there's been steady growth, and then it gets to a time where you're like, this is it. Like we need to capitalize on this now and like knuckle down, and this is the growth part. Yeah. And at that point, your goal for the future is get to the next payday.
Well, yeah,
and grow as a business.
Yeah, that's it. I think. So, like, I turned 30 a couple of weeks ago.
Happy birthday!
Oh my god, thanks. And I've definitely that year lead up of being 29, end of your 20s.
It feels so scary, doesn't it?
Yeah, you do really feel like you've got this writing on the wall of like, you've been fooling yourself that you're still young, but now you're 30.
Yeah, your late 20s are weird.
Done. Yeah. And so I've done a lot of kind of thinking over of how I've been operating my business and all this stuff. And I think a lot of times I got quite lucky early on with some of the kind of people I started working with. It got me into a really good area of the industry. And like I've worked hard while on set, etc. But I feel like I quite coasted through a lot of it. Like I enjoyed my 20s.
Yeah, as you should.
Yeah. But now
You only get one life.
yeah, exactly.
Live
But
it.
now at 30, you do feel like, well, that happened really quickly, and I'm going to
Yeah.
be 40 really soon.
Oh,
So,
God.
so maybe I should actually knuckle down and do my job
Yeah.
maybe a bit more professionally. And so I have been focusing on that a bit more over the last year or so, of kind of how my business operates and where it's going.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I wouldn't say I have so much of a like. This is like I want to be shooting this and shooting that.
Yeah.
'Cause I think as well right now the industry is changing so much and it changes
is.
so quickly.
Yeah.
Like a joke about CGI and AI, but
Yeah.
both of those are tools that are coming then that are completely changing the foundations.
Yeah, 100%. If you don't keep up with it, you're just going to get left behind.
Exactly. So this is like one of the reasons I'm doing a load of portraiture right now is product work is every now and again goes through phases of CGI,
Yeah.
and then it will come back because people go, wow,
That
nobody
looks
liked it.
weird.
Yeah, it didn't look real.
That's a little uncanny valley.
Yeah, but when it comes to people always want to see real people.
Yeah.
It needs to be authentic. So
'Cause you can
I've been,
tell.
yeah, and I've been really enjoying shooting people.
Yeah.
Talking through with them as we're shooting is it's fascinating, and learning about kind of people from every different walk of life. I always find that so fascinating.
Yeah.
So being able to sit down and have conversations and try and capture them in like the best possible way.
Yeah.
When
And
they
it's,
really come across visually, not just having to sit down to chat to them. Like,
yeah, it's getting the most genuine version of themselves.
exactly. That's, I think, after working so long with in products and cars, I understand the technical challenge very, very well now. So it brings a new challenge in of how to get somebody out of their shell in a way.
Yes.
That's not something you have to do with like a car.
No,
It just
it's
is
just
what it is.
there.
Yeah.
It turns up, it sits.
Yeah. So that's definitely been a challenge I've been really enjoying. When it comes to the future, I think really, I don't know. Like I really like this kind of way of working of every job is so wildly different.
Yes.
Nothing's the same. I'm not going. I do go to my desk every day, like 9 to 5, but it's with completely different intention every day. Every shoot has a different creative to build on, and I really like that sort of new challenge every time. So as the business grows, I just want to do more things which give me more challenges.
Yeah.
To face, whether it's technical or more on an emotive side, whatever it is, it's good to have different experiences, and I
agree.
think that's what I really like about this career, and that's where I just want to keep on that sort of path.
It sounds very exciting about where Drew's going.
I hope so.
And if it makes you feel any better about the whole scary about the 30s. So I have still got a year and a half left in my 20s. I'm hanging on to it for dear life. My husband he's turning 31 in November.
Yeah.
And he has said his 30th year has been his most fun.
That's good.
Because you just stop giving a shit.
I think, it's what I heard from like everyone who's 30 or above. Especially
best
in the
years.
run up, they were like, "Yeah, no, you panic about it, and then you turn 30 and you go, oh yeah, what did I fucking get?"
Yeah. You go,
fine.
oh, actually, my frontal lobe's developed now.
Yeah,
Things make a lot more sense.
exactly. It's like my knees hurt, but apart from that, everything's fine.
I make a few more noises when I stand up nowadays. Other than that, we're all right.
Yeah.
But thank you for joining me. It's been a pleasure.
No, it's been really fun.
Amazing.